is not supposed to be shared, but that's what happened recently when some of those records were exposed online.
Now, those records belong to former or current inmates. The ACLU says that is unacceptable. News 4 Tucson's Jafet Serrato is live in Pima County. Jafet, do we know how many people this data breach has affected?
Sean and Angelique, at last check in August, more than 35,000 people were incarcerated in Arizona prisons. The ACLU says 54 people were impacted by the medical records online, but the medical company under scrutiny for all this says it's much fewer than that. Medical records aren't supposed to be public, not even in prison. But this week, the ACLU reported a problem. They found private medical information for inmates in Arizona listed on a manual through the website for contracted healthcare provider NAVCare. Some of those details, according to the ACLU, include diagnoses, prescription medications, and immunizations. In a letter to the state's correction department and NAVCare, the ACLU alleges as many as 54 incarcerated or formerly incarcerated people in Arizona were impacted and that the company was violating HIPAA.
It was screenshots of reports and that sort of information. But
Corinne Kendrick from the ACLU's National Prison Project.
It's just a gross invasion of people's privacy.
A NAVCare spokesperson says they initiated an investigation and determined a section of a training manual was made public mistakenly. The manual on the website is no longer publicly available. The NAVCare spokesperson also said that out of the 54 people identified by the ACLU, 10 included limited health data. 40 were public non-health information like names and prison housing, and 4 were test records not representing actual patients. A spokesperson for ACLU said they were also looking into the matter. This isn't the first time prison health care has been under the microscope. ACLU is part of a federal lawsuit stemming from 2012 where a judge found violations with prison mental and physical health care. The Corrections Department is currently under a court order to fix the problems, but continues to miss some court-imposed benchmarks, some of that reportedly due to issues with staffing from NAVCare. And as for the medical records found online, the ACLU says it also alerted the Department of Health and Human Services. No word yet from the department if it will investigate this. Live in Green Valley, Jafet Serrato, News 4 Tucson.
Thank you, Jafet. Developing